Editing Rattle here to tell you a couple things before the video starts. First of all, if you don't want spoilers, do not watch this first. Go down in the description. Right on the top of the description will be a link to the opening stream. Warning, it is 7 hours long. And if you're still looking for Paradox Rift, if you didn't get your pre-orders in with psapikachu.com, he should still have a product at the time that this video comes out. So go hit on down there, get some sweet deals on Pokemon cards. If you're in Canada, you can always go to dozecards.ca. And if there isn't a better option on there, you can use code RATTLE5 for 5% off. PSA Pikachu is always the sweetest deal, is the deal that's there. No code required. All right, here's the video. Here's the recap. My God. Hey guys, welcome back. It's time for the recap. We had the Mega Extreme Paradox Rift opening. It was awesome. It was 7 hours, almost exactly as I predicted. 4 cases, 24 booster boxes. I got the numbers here. I got them crunched. We're crunching the numbers, and there is definitely something different going on. I don't know if it was my batch of 4 cases or if this is the new trend, but it seems like they adjusted the numbers, not necessarily the hit rate or the pull rate of your chance of getting anything good. There are 290 total hits. That's right, 290 things we got on the table here. Sleeve thingy bobs. We got EX or better. We're considering a hit. IRs also count as a hit. We're counting them. We are absolutely counting them. So if we take that 290 total hits and we divide it by 24 boxes, we got 12.08 hits per box. So 12 hits per box. That's pretty banging. I mean, it could be plus or minus. You could get a box that's less or more than that, but on average, that looks like we're coming out to. If we had an even larger sample size, it would probably get even closer to 12, if I had to guess. But we'll see. I'll have to take a look at anyone else that's accumulated any amount of, like, a significant amount of data in order to see if my trends here are the real trends. It certainly looks like it. Usually when you start getting into this area, no, you can't tell the individual pull rate on any individual card. You have to kind of assume, we're going to assume that with a large enough sample size that is even larger than this one, way too flippin' big, we're going to be looking at, I guess I should have the total number of packs. What is that? 24 times 36. 864 packs. So we'd have to, I mean, you'd have to be in like the tens of thousands before you'd see like the pull rates on individual cards. But again, sometimes you can hit the same thing over and over again if it's the same rarity as other stuff. It's in that gray area. It's in that area of sample size not large enough, but we can get a pretty good feel for, we're getting around 12 hits per box. Which is pretty standard. If we divide that by 36, we get the 33.56 chance of an EX or better coming out of a pack, or 33.56% of the time we got a hit out of a pack. There seems to be a lack of double bangers. I don't recall if I got any of them, but typically they're like an every now and then thing. So I don't know if they tried to spread that out more somehow. It seems like they're playing around with some numbers here. I don't like to say that they're doing that. I don't like to conspire about this kind of stuff. But there is definitely some telling evidence that something's going on here. So now EXs. We had the EXs are going to be very easy to complete. I mean, there's only 20. Only 20 of them. There are 20 of them, so they are pretty hard to get any individual EX. If you're looking for one, you shouldn't be opening a box in order to try to find it, especially if you're looking for a playset. If you're playing these bad boys, we got all 20 out of 20, which is pretty sick. And yes, we got lots of dupes, Iron Hands. There's some playable stuff that I am going to have to make sure it gets in the hands of players who want to play these bad boys. I do have enough mousehold EXs to hold me over to the deck. I might buy the full art ones for the deck if they're like really cheap. Just for the sake of bling dogging, we might have to put the mouse holds in there, the fancy ones. Now, you're gonna say surely you got dupes of the EXs, and yes, we definitely did. We got a whole 116 duplicate EXs. And that is this, a giant stack right here. I guess I can go through them to see if you guys wanna look at the spread. And again, sometimes you're just gonna get a few extra or a few less of any individual EX. It doesn't mean that one is more rare than the others. They're probably all the exact same rate of coming out of a pack. Sometimes you can just, especially this is like the smaller the sample size, the more likely it is that you're going to get a weird distribution. You're going to get like 75 Serenas and one Glycopod is definitely a possibility. That didn't happen, but that's the kind of numbers that we're dealing with here. When you're up in the tens of thousands, if anyone does or did that, they'd probably be pretty crazy for doing so. But if they did, they would definitely see the trends going on here. And these numbers, like these number of EXs, each individual one, would probably be much closer together. It's kind of like, I guess the best analogy, the best way to like, I guess how they teach it in something like a statistics course is if you flip 3 coins, like you might end up with 3 heads, you might end up with 3 tails, you might end up with 2 of one and 1 of the other. It doesn't mean that the odds are what you get as a result. Your sample size is not big enough, but if you flip 1,000 coins, you're going to be very, very close to 50-50. And then the larger the number, the closer you get to the actual true value, kind of thing. That's what we're dealing with here. And it's not as simple as like a 50-50 chance. We're dealing with stuff that is extremely hard to pull. As we saw, we're still missing cards. As we'll see, we're still missing cards from the 864 packs that we opened. So there is some stuff that is probably, I mean, I guess, I don't know what you want to call like all the chase stuff. The chase stuff is really weird to me. So if you guys didn't notice or haven't been paying attention to these openings or to the boxes and stuff in general, and I even when going into this assumed that we would be getting basically 2 big hits per box, which that was the trend. That was the Scarlett and Violet trend. And even through like 151, I think it was pretty much that. Like per 36 packs, you would either get 2 SIRs or an SIR and a gold card, a hyper rare, as they're called now. I really hate that they're hyper rares and not secret rares anymore, because just the fact that, you know, you think rainbow, you think secret is the gold, you think rainbow is the hyper. But essentially that. So, yeah, not the case anymore, as we'll see once we get into that stuff. But if we take that 20 from our set that we completed, 20 out of 20, plus the 116 duplicates gives us 136. And if we divide that by 24 boxes, that gives us a big old whopping 5.67 per box on the EXs, which is, it seems pretty normal, right? That's normal. We'll call that normal. Now, IR time. This should we'll move a little bit faster here as we get into the more rare stuff, because there's less cards to look at. But here we have the IRs, beautiful cards. I think these are really the highlight of the set, if nothing else. Amazing that they don't have the crisscross foil glitches, whatever you want to call them, foil marks in these. I didn't see any of them with them. Some had some like minor like imperfections and stuff like that, but that's bound to happen. But good to see that they seemingly got that sorted out. I don't know if this was the case with everyone's product in existence, but that was certainly mine. They were looking good. Nothing that was out of place. None of that like crisscross graph paper kind of thing going on with the foil. Beautiful cards. Love the Plessel. Love the Minin. Very cute. Very awesome. For some reason, I thought that these were not in the order. I thought there was something in between them, but I guess not. Maybe not. And I was slightly upset. I thought for some reason I was thinking that I thought the Blitzel was in between them, but it wasn't. Awesome. Okay, we got Jeweltech. Again, if you can name a better Jeweltech card than this, if you can come up with an idea that is better than him sucking on a Yamper, please let me know what that card is, because I'd love to see it. Espathra, we got the Gimme Ghoul. We got the power bottom Gimme Ghoul. Did not get the Cheese String SIR, spoiler alert. So the goal was to complete the set. I knew going in that like this thing is massive. This is 3 Japanese sets combined into one. We got way too many. The IRs, there are 34 different IRs. And yes, you get them pretty regularly, but at the same time, to get all 34 is just requires so much product or just a ton of luck, as we'll see. Okay, so those are the one of each. Those are for the collection. Those are going in the binder. And here are the extras. As I go through the extras here, just so you guys can take a look and see like where the duplication happened. Like Snorunt is probably just as rare as the rest of them. We just happened to get 4 snow runs somehow. Don't ask me how, but we did. He's a happy little guy. We would have been more happy with the 2 IRs that we're missing. So we got 32 out of 34 IRs plus 36 duplicates here. So more duplicates than we had actual copies that we're keeping for the binder, but still missing 2. So sometimes they can just get away on you. That doesn't mean that they're more or less rare. I will go through. We'll go through the checklist at the end of the video here, real quick, and I'll show you which cards we're missing. I'm gonna see if I can I'll probably just pick them up as singles. I do have some Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes on the way. Do want the promos out of those bad boys. I'm very excited for those. Gotta have them. Gotta get them. So what do we have here? We have 68 total. 32 for the collection. 36 dupes for 68 total, which will give us a 2.83 per box in the IR department. So usually you're getting 3. Sometimes you get 2. I don't know how that works out exactly. Or why that is, but it seems like that's what we're getting at, and it kind of was what it felt like. That usually you're getting 3 per box, essentially. All right, full art time. We got the full arts. Very cool. We did complete the full arts. 27 out of 27, every single full art, which was weird because in recent times it seems like the full arts were a little bit harder to pull. Now maybe they eased up on the full arts. They kind of realized like, hey, the full arts shouldn't be the chase, even though they were the chase. They weren't the most expensive cards, but in terms of like set completion, when opening, the full arts were like an absolute detriment. Like there was always a lot of them. There was always like, you're always going to be missing one, but we did pretty good on the full arts. We had 27 out of 27. We got all of them. Very cool. The full art trainers, the Parasol Lady. Gotta like that. We got some good dupes too. Definitely got some good dupes through these openings here. Unfortunately, we couldn't finish the entire set, but we did all right. We had 27 out of 27, plus we had 31 dupes. Here's the dupe pile. Man, for the longest time, we couldn't get that Toxtricity. I thought for some reason that I didn't have the Tapu Koko or the Cheese String Bean Wizard, but we did have those earlier on. There's just so many cards. There's so many cards in the set that it was hard to even keep track of, like mentally. I wasn't necessarily using a checklist as I went because it was going to be a long enough opening as is. So, you know, sometimes you just got to go with the flow. You got to kind of remember what you have, what you don't. We were going to open the 4 cases regardless. And unless somehow we pulled everything, which we were still missing cards. So there was a chance. We would have had to been very lucky. I don't know what those odds are exactly. That would take some kind of crazy mathematician. So we got 31 full art dupes on top of the 27 out of 27 that we had for the set, which gives us 58 total full arts, which is pretty sick. And that is about 2.42 per box. Again, it could be debated whether or not people think that the full art trainers are seated the same with the full art Pokemon. They might be separate. They might be a whole separate thing. They might be a different seed, different rate. I don't know exactly. I kind of doubt it. But I'm not sure here. I'm thinking that maybe the full arts might have some kind of impact on the other stuff that we have here. So 2.42 full arts per box, which is high. That seems higher than usual. On the previous openings, I haven't gone back and checked, but it seems like we were getting more full arts than usual. Now, SIRs were not even showing up at the beginning of this opening. Like the first 3 boxes, I think I didn't get any. Okay, hold on. Let's get in here. We're gonna go through the SIRs and we'll go through the gold cards as well, and then we'll go through the others. SIRs, we got 10 out of 15. We're missing 5 SIRs in 4 cases. Wild. We did get 7 duplicates, so again, it was possible to complete the set. We got the Roaring Moon, thankfully. I think that one's pretty expensive. I don't know what, I mean, it's playability as well, but also I'm sure people, there's probably some Roaring Moon fans out there, right? I actually kind of like how they did his wings on this one. Sometimes the wings look like weird nipple nubs, but on that one they kind of look more menacing than usual. We got the old Mela. Don't know how to pronounce her name. Maybe we will never find out. She'll probably be in the anime at some point in time, and then that's just what I'm going to go with. However they pronounce it there, that'll be the rule. I know sometimes there's conflicting information with that stuff. We got the Cave Mama SIR. We got the Professor Daddy. We got the Rika. We got a lot of Rikas. Spoiler. And we got a Tulip. All right, so SIRs doing good. Well, not doing that good actually. 10 out of 15, still missing 5. That is a little bit of pain. Yes, you might have noticed that we are definitely missing the Parasol Lady SIR. That hurts the old pocketbook a little bit. I'm sure that'll, I mean, I don't think it's necessarily going to be expensive because it's not really playable. It's not really an actual character. It is a waifu card. It is an SIR, and it seems like the SIRs are a little bit hard in this set, is what I'm gathering, based on what I see, based on what I have, based on what I pulled. We had 10 SIRs for the collection plus 7 dupes, 17. So we only got 0.71 SIRs per box. How? So they either made the SIRs harder. It probably made the SIRs harder, which is kind of makes sense because you can't have 17 of them. You can't be getting 2 of them per box, or you can't have 15 in the set and be getting 2 per box with the SIRs and the HRs. Otherwise, like the rare cards are not really the rare cards. At that point, like some of the full arts are probably more rare. So I don't know. It could be that. It could be a combination of the fact that the full arts are in the same pool as the SIRs and the hyper rares, and because there's so many full arts, they don't come as often. Or it could just be my batch, my 4 cases. Maybe my 4 cases were weird. A weird thing happened. We're going to have to take a look. If anyone has seen other openings and or has opened a lot, even if you've opened a case, let me know how many SIRs and hyper rares you got from your case. I'm just kind of interested because it was very consistently like 2. You get 2. If you got the hyper rare, then you didn't get a second SIR. But previous to this, even 151, I'm pretty sure was pretty dead on with a large enough sample size that you'd be getting 2 per 36 packs, which I think was a little bit too common. And this, if they made the adjustment that it seems like here, I think they made a good decision. I think they made the special cards a little bit more special. The premium, the golden stuff, the alt art, the SIR, the special illustration rare stuff a little bit better. Which I'm not mad at them. I'm a little upset that I'm still missing 5 SIRs. Not gonna lie. But I think that's more the fault of the fact that it's 3 Japanese sets in one set, which makes it a little bit too big. I think the sweet spot is the 2. Like we saw with Scarlett and Violet Base, more so than Obsidian Flames was too easy. Too easy. Yes, I know it still took 2 cases for me to open the entire thing. I had to get a little bit lucky on that and not getting too much duplication. Again, there can be like one card that is not necessarily more rare than the other ones, but you just don't hit it and you just don't complete it. And it's the name of the game. That's just kind of how it works. That's how the probability works out. I mean, none of this stuff is really designed to be opening the entire thing in one sitting or to be opening it all by yourself and not trading for it. It's a Pokemon trading card game. I know they don't get it with live, but that's essentially what you should be doing, what you need to be doing. If you want to open product, do so responsibly. Make sure you're enjoying it because it is essentially a waste of money versus wait for these things to cool off. Don't buy the playable stuff while it's playable. If you don't want to play with it, hold off a little bit. Wait till it's not the new thing. And usually the price will kind of settle down to where it's going to be. And a lot of this new stuff is very affordable. It's very available at the time. But if you take a look back at some of the Sword and Shield stuff, like that's coming down, like early Sword and Shield stuff. I know it's not as exciting. It doesn't have the alt arts yet, but I assure you the new thing is always going to be the new thing. And eventually, like even the alt arts have come down quite a ways in price from the later Sword and Shield stuff. So generation or 2 old, guys. Remember the Rattle rule. Generation or 2 old is usually when cards are at their absolute cheapest. After the playable stuff rotates out of standard and or people don't give a crap about it anymore because it's not one of the top decks. That kind of thing. Now, HRs. Back on HRs. We got 6 of them out of the 7. Sucks. We couldn't get the Beach Court. It just wanted to be missing. It sucks that it was missing, but it was very much missing. All right, six out of 7. Plus we had 5 duplicates, which gives us a whole 11. 11 out of 24. That is pretty wild. And pretty much half the boxes had a gold card. If we're looking at that, maybe if our sample size was bigger, we would see it right at like a 50% marker. But it is crazy to me that they all of a sudden, seemingly, again, I haven't seen anything outside of my own little ecosystem here, my own opening, which is at a pretty large sample size. When you're opening 4 cases, you should be able to get a general trend of like each rarity. But again, it could be just a weird batch error thing. But to me, based on what I'm seeing here, without looking at outside information or outside graphs and or data, we're looking at a very hard, much harder than it used to be to get these chase cards. So 11 is our 0.46 per box, which is wild. So if we got 0.7 for the SIRs, 0.46 for the hyper rares, like, man, they definitely dialed up the dial on those bad boys, which I think is a good thing, because I think the full arts should be achievable, more achievable than what they were. Like with the previous sets, you were basically pulling all the SIRs before, and you would be if you opened to the point that you pulled all the SIRs, you would still be missing full arts, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense because they're not as rare, but there's just so many of them. So maybe I think they play with the numbers here, but it's still at the end of the day, everyone's gonna be like pull rates. Oh man, I opened this many packs and they didn't have hits in them. I can assure you that 1/3 of all your packs that you're opening, approximately, with a large enough sample size. Like again, you could open 3 packs and all 3 of them you have an EX or better. But 33% with a large enough sample size, it'll kind of equal out to that. All right, I'm gonna bring up the old sheet here, and we'll take a look at what I got, what I'm missing, and then we'll call it a day. Okay, it's time for the old online binder. We're on pkmn.gg. You can add me as a friend on there. I haven't checked off all the regular stuff, the reverse stuff yet, because that'll be probably what I'm doing in a happy hour chat tonight. I think also we might be doing a little bit of a buy tutorial for anyone that is looking to do that, looking to learn that. That'll be a good spot or a good time to do so. If anyone needs help with that kind of stuff, then you're welcome to ask in there. It's best. That's kind of my time that I set aside. I'm not busy. I'm in there. I'm going to be kind of busy because I'm going to be sorting this absolute. I got 4 rows full of cards here that I need to go through. I need to sleeve all the reverses, sleeve all the hollows, organize all that stuff, put that in order so that I can put my set together, put a friend's set together, and that's about it. So that's why the other stuff is not checked off yet. We're just going to go through the chase cards. I'm assuming that I have, now with the double reverses in these sets, you definitely see it's easier. It's easier to complete the reverse set. So that's less of a headache. It would be very difficult with 180 plus cards in order to do that. If they did exist, 182 cards, most of them have reverses. That'd be a tough one. So all right, IRs, we're going through here. We have them all. This is very cool. I do like the site. I do hope that they add the variants and stuff like that in the near future. That same friend that I was talking about, I think, is going to be helping them out with some of that. So looking forward to those updates. It'll be nice to have everything in one spot. I still haven't checked off everything that I have. I was using Pokelector before, but they struggle with the variants. I'm also very much looking forward to, and it sounds like they're going to have a way that I can show people my collection, to show people what I'm missing. Right now, at the time, like trying to screenshot stuff and show people what I'm missing or what I have, what I don't have, is difficult. And I'd rather just be able to like publicly show that, or at least be able to like send someone a link or send someone permission, or if they're a friend, then I can like control whether or not someone can see my stuff. So like if someone's like, hey, what are you missing from this set? I'd like to be able to just send them a link, send them a friend request, or whatever, and they'd be able to see that I'm missing this Groudon. The Groudon that is showing up as $33.44. Again, you got to take all the prices at the moment with a grain of salt. The set just came out yesterday, so stuff is going to be more or less expensive than it should be. The IRs are not, There's a lot of them, so it's hard to get all of them by opening the product, or hard to get a particular one. It sucks that I didn't get this one because there's a lot of inexpensive ones. Snorunt's $3. We got 4 of them, but we didn't get any Groudons. I don't think Groudon is any more rare. I think that's just a bad luck scenario that we didn't get 4 Groudons and no Snorunts. I think we would have preferred that. Although the goal was, the very hopeful, very lofty goal was the fact that we were going to pull everything, it was possible. It was very unlikely, but it was possible. Missing the Apom, the Yukamori Apom. I think that's a very, very cool. Nice to see the IR Yukamori artwork. Didn't pull one of those, but you know what? It's only $3.79. Probably head on over to trollandtoad.com. Going to use code RATTLE5 for 5% off. And it also supports the channel at the same time. Don't use it, like, if you're going to go buy, if you're buying singles anyway, do take a gander over there, see if you can pick up what you need. It's my favorite spot to pick up stuff for my binder sets. Yeah, it's just an overall good option. Now, let's see what else we're missing. Okay, we're missing 2 of the IRs. We got all of the full arts. Very cool. Nice. I kind of like the fact that they seemingly made the full arts easier to get, or more likely to pull within products. It seems like it would be a better fit, because again, the chase was previously in recent sets was the full arts. People don't want to hear it. Same with the hyper rares. People don't like. They're not valuable. People don't necessarily want them, or didn't want them, or still don't want them. But those were the chase. Those were hard to pull. I was still missing hyper rares. I think a couple of hyper rares from Evolving Skies after 3,711 packs. I was missing the Moonbrand up until then. Yes, I was still missing the Rayquaza at that point, even though I pulled it after I purchased one, which sucks. But that's what happens. That's what happens when Rusty has God packs, and he's like, open these God packs, and you're like, no, please, I have the whole set. I don't want to do it, and then you do it. It was still fun and much appreciated. Nice little treat, nice little gesture by Rusty by slapping those on the table. And it was fun to pull a ridiculous amount of stuff. All right, now into the SIR. Since we got all the full arts, we're good. We're good on full art town. Glycopod EX, didn't see it, didn't pull it, didn't get it. Still need one. It doesn't seem like it's all that expensive. I haven't seen anyone that was building any decks revolving around that, so it's probably not expensive, probably not a big deal. We can pick that up. We got the Sandy Shocks EX. Unfortunately, did not pull the old Sandy boy. I thought I got one, but it was actually another Iron Hands, because I saw like the sand, and I was like, oh, that's Sandy Shocks. But you know what? Not a big deal. We pulled an extra Iron Hands, $41 versus the old $13. Again, take these prices with a giant grain of salt, because they could change depending on what this is pulling it from. But this is morning after release. So Roaring Moon, nice to get that one out of the way. At least we got that one at the tail end. Only pulled the one copy. We got the Goldengo. I think Billy has one of these bad boys. Gonna send it over. Much appreciated, Billy. I look forward to taking that cheese string off your hands. Altaria, not bad. You know what? We can take a $26 hit. The biggest one. Well, I thought it was going to be the biggest one. We got Mila, 60 boners. Parasol Lady's only showing at $28.90. We did pull a couple of the full arts. How much is the full art showing? 14? $28.90. People are like, what the hell? There's no cards over $100. Yeah, well, look how many different cards there are that are still pretty expensive. And I know a lot of them are probably going to drop. A lot of the playable stuff is kind of shine. But you got to realize that, like, you don't need, or you don't want something that's like several $100s from a set like this on release. That's not healthy. That probably means there's some kind of chase Charizard. I can only imagine, like, the Obsidian Flames Charizards, like, if they were in a set like this and they were actually hard to pull, they would be pretty pricey, even still at this point in time, even after people kind of forgot that they existed, even though people are not crazy about Jolly Rancher Charizard. They still, if they were more difficult to pull, they're also being played right now, so that probably helps their value a little bit. All right, Professor Sada's Vitality. We did get that one. Nice one to get out of the way. We got a couple of these Professor Turo. No, maybe just one. Maybe just the one. Just the one and the one. Rika, we got 3 of them. Rika's got a little bit of a price tag, and the Tulip also, like 30-something bucks. Again, I don't know how well this is tracking. I don't know if it has changed. I don't know if it will change. So take it. I mean, this will give us a pretty good idea of what we're missing value-wise for the complete set. Now, the gold cards, damn it, the beach court just didn't want to show up. But you know what? For $11, it could be worse. The capes are cheap. Counter catchers, we got lots of counter catchers, which is the most expensive non-Pokemon one. I'm kind of surprised that the gold Garchomp is, at least for now, showing as more expensive than the other two. Again, the pricing might be glitchy, we're still in beta. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. We did good. We did pretty well. Looking forward to completing the set. I know there's a lot of people that are hit or miss. They're like, I don't like the new Pokemon. I didn't play the new games. There's not enough Gen 1. There's no Charizards in it. There's not enough the waifus. Their titties are not jiggling enough in the pictures. I don't know. I like it. I like that we're getting some new different Pokemon. It's weird. We're getting a nice little splash of like legendary Pokemon in this one from previous sets. I think the selection of trainers, we got some new trainers. We got old ones. We got Norman coming back to hang out. We got Chantal coming back to hang out. We got Rourke coming back to hang out. And then we got some of the new ones that haven't received cards yet. We got the professors again in a different form, a different card, a different, not the professor's research, just another playability aspect and another version of them being featured. So I think it's a nice showcase of exactly what the Paradox Pokemon. It's kind of what it's supposed to be showing off here. But I do think that, man, the IRs are, I don't know what it is. Trainer Gallery also at the same time are like my favorite, but the IRs are like very reminiscent of that. I get it. They're not with the trainer. It's not the trainer's Pokemon. But like the IRs are stealing the show here with the artwork. Just amazing. These are going to look sick in binder pages when you flip through there. You can see all the IRs in a row. All 34 of them, plus the 10. There's 34 because there's usually 12% in Japanese, times 3. But since they removed 2 of them to put them as the ETB promos, that's why they're missing. That's why we get 34 instead of 36. It's like a weird number. All right, that's it. Join the happy hour tonight. If you want to come hang out, I'll be in there sorting cards. We'll be in there hanging out. I'm sure people will be in there opening some Paradox Rift. If you'd like to open some Paradox Rift, if you picked some up and you want some people to open with, if you don't have any in real life friends that want to open Pokemon cards with you, we feel for you, but you can come do it with us instead. Join the Discord. See you guys next time. Thank you for tuning into the stream. Thank you for tuning into the recap. This is longer than I thought it was going to be, longer than it should have been. But I'm just excited. It's nice to open a new set, a nice big chunky set, and I'm very much looking forward to picking up the singles that I need to complete it, to get this bad boy in a binder. Gotta get this thing sleeved up. I'm excited. It's good. I don't know. Do I just love Pokemon too much that I like this set? It's a good set, guys. It's good. Trust me.